All right, guys. So let me talk about why I love Superman. So, and this is how Mongo's supposed to look, or the Young Justice version. Um, this is the Justice League version, a limited episode, where Mongo, uh, pretty much, and this Mongo got like revenge on Superman because after World, that version, he lost and everything like that. So he gets this type of creature that gets on Superman that gives him his deepest desire, where Krypton still lives, and he's married this Lois Lane, Lana Lane doppelganger, Kryptonian, and he had a kid, and it's sad and touching that you could tell that Superman went home, you know, and then boy, he beats the shit out of him once he wakes up. And you see it right here. It's one of my favorite scenes out of any Superman. And this is when I got to see Superman really let loose. I'm like, yo, this dude can let loose. Because in the animated series, he never let loose as much as he did here when he got to Justice League. In Limited, he let loose. And then when he takes on Darkseid a little bit later in the show, he lets the fuck loose. And that's what I like. So anyway, why I love Superman. Superman is one of my favorite characters in comics. And that's weird. You think Batman, dark, gloomy, and all that shit. And I act more like Batman than Superman. But over the years, I started to respect Superman a lot more as a character, what he's about, the comics and storylines. People say it's hard to write Superman. No, it's stupid people who can't write Superman. It's hard for stupid people to write Superman. Superman's an easy character to write. Way more easier than Batman. Especially now because there's so many Batman stories. There's so many Batman films. They've adapted The Long Halloween so damn much that what's the point of even looking at that comic? Where Superman's story, there's a lot of stories they really haven't tackled. They did one with Batman and Super Sons. I think that was one of Superman's better stories. DC Rebirth has some good Superman stories. Some New 52 are okay. The Earth One books with Superman, I think, are very fantastic. There's more I'm missing. The death of Superman can be done properly, done well. We've only got one film or two adaptations of that. The live action version, that's not a true death of Superman, so you can say it's a loosely based on it, but that was a terrible idea anyway. But the death of Superman films we got was pretty fantastic, you know. Do I like the ending, how Superman comes back and all these other... I don't, and I understand why they did it, because it sold, and Superman was a hot tamale back in the 90s, because at the time, Batman really did come... Popularity didn't skyrocket to the Nolan films, and that was like almost years later. And they did it so just to get comic sales up. The death of Superman, come on now, that was going to sell regardless. I just love the character. I think he's a unique character. Superman and Lois is fleshing him out. Smallville fleshed him out very well. To this day, I think the show fleshed him out the best as Clark Kent / Superboy than any show out there. I think Superman and Lois does a good job to show him as a family man, especially how he is after life of the Daily Planet, which is very nice to see, especially, like I said, with his kids. You know, and if he's so hard to write, how is it that Superman has more TV shows than Batman? That's what I'm saying. As a TV show, that'd be hard to do, but Superman's so hard to write. I think it's hard to write a damn TV show about Superman constantly, a man who can do fucking everything. But his characters, his supporting characters, Lois has always been one of my favorite characters in his mythos. Jimmy's okay when he's written properly and he does not care. You know, and like I said, it is what it is on certain things. It's a certain thing with the character. I enjoy him for what he is. He's one of my favorite characters out there. And he means so much to me. And also the fact that he was raised by somebody else and still became a genuine good person, it says a lot. Of course, I know the injustice storyline and everything like that. That's the most popular topic. But it does make sense. It's like, yo, you lost your wife, you lost your kid, that you found out that you could have a kid, and then Joker comes and does that. That will ruin anybody. Do I think they went too full on villain mode with him? Yes, I think he went too far. I didn't think he was that far gone. especially at that time, he can go to different realities. You know, but that's what I say. I would love to see the Injustice Superman come in and say, Lois. And it's like, oh my God, you're alive. It's like, yes, I'm alive. You know, it's just weird. And he said, oh yeah, you don't know me, but you will. And you know, that kind of brings back his humanity. The Injustice film they did a couple years ago, trash. I didn't really care for it. The video game was better because it really was Wonder Woman getting into his head. But in that film, they made it like Superman was just gone out crazy, and it was stupid. I hated it. I just fucking hated it. Certain storylines like that make sense, but I don't want that as a main continuity Superman. If that happens, it happens. But I don't really like doing that with Superman because it's always great. It's always cool for Superman to turn villain, but never Batman. We'll never see Batman go full ape shit crazy killing people. But Superman is easier for him to do it because he loses people. So I don't know. Eventually, Batman will probably break, and he should break sometime. But you know, what do I know? So, but yeah, guys, I just want to give you this video why I love Superman, and you know, he's just like I said, he's a very important character. There were other gifts I was going to use for this, but I like this one because it shows how Superman can get serious when you really fuck with him. Literally. Go watch this episode with Mongo, Batman, Wonder Woman. Oh, he beats his ass. He whooped his ass like he done stole something. I fucking loved it. And Mongo even said it. Ooh, you almost could kill me. Which people have said, Superman has hold back a lot. He can kill people. He has the power to kill these fools, but he just holds back. He says it also in the TV show. He also says it to Darkseid. He said, I gotta hold back, but not you, big man. I can cut a little loose with you. And he cuts loose to the point where Darkseid has to use some type of damn technology thing for him to actually beat Superman. But yeah, you know, I will say this: My Adventures of Superman is doing okay now, but they do have a villain problem, and I'll address that probably in this episode coming up. And I saw that in the trailer, and I'm not really happy about that, but I will address that later on. But yeah, as always, guys, like, subscribe. Peace, have a Johnson Dad. See you guys next video.